Ivan Dirkie De Veenboer was a 17th-century Dutch corsair, a privateer during the 80 Years' War. He later turned to piracy and became an officer under Simon the Dancer. He later converted to Islam, becoming known as Sulayman Reis, and had a highly successful career as an Ottoman Captain and Barbary corsair, commanding the Algiers corsair fleet during his later years. Biography. Born in Hoorn, De Veenboer first came to prominence as a privateer for the Dutch Republic against the Spanish during the 80 Years' War. He operated legally under a letter of marque from the Dutch Admiralty, but left the service of the Republic after little success. He joined other former corsairs operating in North Africa, becoming an officer under Simon the Dancer sometime between 1606 and 1609. De Veenboer found far more success on the Barbary coast and, while in Algiers, he converted to Islam and changed his name to Sulayman. He was later given the title of Reis while visiting Constantinople, and by 1617, he was in command of his own fleet. He most often used the colors of Algiers, however his crew were predominantly Dutch and always had the Dutch flag raised when attacking the Spanish. He eventually wished to return to the Netherlands and attempted to negotiate with Dutch authorities through Willem de Keyser van Bolland, who was the Dutch consul in Algiers, to receive a pardon. Although he had stopped attacking Dutch shipping for the most part, taking care of the safe return of its crew when his did. An argument with de Keyser ended his hopes to be exonerated for his crimes. In 1618, he was at the height of his power, commanding 50 warships in his fleet, which were split into separate squadrons. Several future corsairs sailed in his fleet, most notably Jan Janssen, who worked as a steerer, and also converted to Islam. The same year, De Veenboer lost his position of leadership to Mustafa Reis. After battling with several merchant ships involving 5 Dutch ships, 1 French and 1 Italian ship, Reis and another corsair captured 2 of the ships while the remainder were allowed to escape. He decided to retire, capturing 1 last ship with a cargo of sugar, before settling in Algiers. His retirement lasted only a brief time, however, as in early 1620, he sailed out from port capturing a rich French prize. While sailing off the coast in July of that year, he and 4 other ships were slowed by a dead calm and surprised by 3 Dutch men of war under captains Tehoon, Kleinsorg and Schaef. He and 2 other ships managed to escape, although his flagship was heavily damaged. He managed to make his way to Algiers in August and, after a month in port undergoing repairs, he once again left Algiers with 8 ships under his command. He and his small fleet were at sea for over 2 months before encountering a naval squadron of 1 Dutch, 2 French and 2 English warships on October 10, 1620. De Veenboer decided to engage them and, after a long battle at the Cartagena harbor, was killed after being struck by a cannonball shattering both his legs. A sloop containing his corpse was returned to shore by his enemies.